Hi, this is Lindsay from The Homey Life, and today I just wanted to inspire you with some more homemade recipes. From mango iced tea to sourdough hamburger buns, I'll show you some dehydrated mango as well as homemade mayo and burger patties. Some of these recipes are up on the blog, The Homey Life, but some of these are not, so I'll make sure to write them below so that you can make them at home if you so desire. At the moment, it is mango season, and there are just an abundance of mangoes, so I didn't want them to go off before we could eat them all, and I'm already planning on freezing a lot of them, and I just wanted to make a few different things. And the very first thing that I am making this morning is actually going to be dehydrated mango fruit leathers. Now this is really easy to make. As you can see, you're just slicing up your mango. I dice the flesh into little pieces, and I literally just scoop it out. Once I fill up my blender, so I had it full to the top, probably 5 or 6 cups worth. You just blend it till it's nice and pureed. Don't have to add anything else in it. And then you will see that I'll just be placing that onto my baking paper, flattening it out, and then I place those into the dehydrator. Nothing is getting wasted here. The seeds my kids happily enjoyed and ate, and then whatever was left, the chickens are going to be getting. These came out really delicious, and the mangoes were Bowen mangoes, and they are so good. I had them in the dehydrator at 55 degrees Celsius, and they took approximately 7 hours. Sometimes things can get really boring in the kitchen, and it's really fun to just try new things. For example, this was really simple, and it took probably about an hour of my time, and it made a lot of healthy fruit leather snacks for my kids to enjoy. You can make fruit leathers using any fruit you have on hand. So blending berries together if you want to do berries, or apples to make like an apple one. You just have fun with it and use whatever you happen to have on hand. You can even mix up different fruits as well. Here you go. Now, I would recommend keeping your fruit leathers once they're done in the parchment paper, cutting them with some scissors, and then actually just peeling them like this. If you take them all out, they can tend to stick to each other, but they don't if they're still in the parchment paper. Now, I decided to make sourdough hamburger buns, but I kind of planned it too late. So I am adding yeast to this sourdough hamburger bun recipe. I'm just adding 2 tablespoons in the warm water. So it's the exact same recipe that's on my blog, but 2 tablespoons of yeast added to warm water to it. And it does make it a lot faster than to rise, so that I can make buns for tonight's dinner. Now, I will have this recipe linked below, but essentially it's just 3/4 cup of sourdough discard, 3/4 cup of water or milk, 3 cups of flour. I'm using spelt flour in this one. 1/4 cup of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of honey, a bit of sea salt. And for today only, I did add 2 tablespoons of yeast, which I added into the water portion of this recipe. I wanted to try something a bit new, so I'm just getting some tea going to make mango iced tea. Now I've had the sourdough buns sitting for about an hour now, and they are ready to go. So I'm just going to divide this into you can do 7 or 8 equal pieces. I did them slightly different sizes to suit my actual children's preferences. You're just going to roll them into little balls. Once you're done rolling them into balls, let them rest for about another hour. I covered them with cling wrap loosely and just let them sit there. Now for the tea, I'm trying to just go more with honey instead of sugar. So I added 1/4 cup of honey, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then I did end up adding 2 cups of mango puree and mixing that together. I did find it still needed a bit more sweetener, so I did end up adding another 1/4 cup of sugar, giving it a good mix. And you really do want to let it refrigerate. It tastes so much better when it's nice and cold. I am playing around with this recipe though, because I think it will taste even nicer with maybe some peppermint tea and a little chamomile tea mixed into it. Now for the buns, I placed them in an oven that was 180 degrees Celsius, 355 degrees Fahrenheit. Let them bake for about 25 minutes, and then while they're still nice and hot, I actually topped them with butter. It made them so good. These were absolutely delicious to go with our burgers that I was making for dinner. These would also be so good with like bacon and eggs for breakfast. You can also freeze these buns and then eat them another time as well. Something I realized we ran out of was mayo, so I'm just quickly making a batch of mayo. The recipe will be in the link in the descriptions below. I am making a double batch of mayo, but for a single batch, you just pretty much do about 3/4 cup of oil. I'm using avocado oil. You would do 1 egg, a tablespoon of honey, a tablespoon of vinegar, about a teaspoon of sea salt. I like to add some paprika, a bit of garlic powder as well to mine. And then you just mix it with an immersion blender, and you pretty much can't go wrong. It's so easy and so delicious. And it comes out nice and thick after you store it in the fridge, and just seems to last quite a while. Homemade mayo is so easy and cheap, and so much healthier than store-bought mayo, and it's just such a great base recipe for honey mustard dressing, or if you were going to do like a burger sauce. You just find you can use that for a lot of different things, and it stores really well in the fridge. I didn't have time to show the whole process, but I'm just making my burger patties, which I have the link for in the descriptions below. I like to top with cheese so it melts, and I'm just placing these in some burger buns. These are my kids' ones. They like it nice and plain and easy. Hope you're a bit inspired today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in my next video. Have a lovely day.